We're going to look at this question here today. How much do I need to retire? And that's a big question. There's a lot of variables that come into this question. There's all kinds of rules of thumb out there. You've heard all kinds of reports. Maybe you need $1 million. Maybe you need $5 million. So we're going to take a look at this question and break it down to find out how much do I need to retire when I hit retirement age. Okay, I want to thank you for watching here today. My name is Richard with Wisdom Investor. Our goal here is to help you accumulate a nest egg for retirement, build your financial wealth. And so in this topic here today, what we're going to be looking at is these general areas here: guaranteed income or predictable income. A lot of folks are looking for how much income they're going to have. Are they going to be able to pay their bills? Okay, if they have $20,000 a year in bills, are they going to have enough income to cover that? And most people, when they get in retirement, they really want to take a look at the guaranteed income. What can they count on? We're also going to look at other income, expenses, living expenses, and then variable expenses. So I want to thank you for watching. There's all kinds of rules of thumb for how much you need to have for retirement. Here's a chart from Fidelity Investments, and what they're saying is you need 4 times your salary saved as you move up the ladder here, as you grow older. So by the time you get to be 60 years old in this example, they're saying you need 8 times your salary. So if you're making $50,000, you should have 8 times 50,000 be 400,000. And so sometimes these charts like this can throw you off, that sometimes they can be depressing. You say, well, I don't have that kind of money. And it's a general rule of thumb, maybe a number to get you thinking about. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Maybe your expenses are extremely high. You may need more money than what they're saying here. Maybe your expenses are extremely low. You've got your house paid for, you got your car paid for, no debt. And you may not need 8 times your income. So we're going to break this down. Now, if you're still young and you're watching this, I want to thank you for taking the time to be concerned about your retirement. In general, here's some generalities. And I know we all realize that we need to save money. But generally speaking here, 45 years old or younger, you need to be saving at least 15% of your income to get this ball rolling, to start getting duplication of your money working for you. Get your house paid off. Work towards getting your house paid off. That's so important. That's one of your top expenses. 45 years and older, save more than 15%. So it may be time to play catch up. Maybe the kids are grown. This may give you a chance to get the house paid for and start putting more money aside. As we said earlier, retirees or folks that are getting close to retirement, or maybe you're a FIRE person, financially independent, retired early type person, many people are looking for guaranteed or predictable income. So we're going to kind of break some of that down and give you a picture of what this could look like. Social Security would be considered guaranteed income. Once you hit 62 years old, you're able to qualify for Social Security, although at 62, you received less than if you took your Social Security at 66, so, or even 70. So here's a situation. Average check for someone retiring in general with Social Security, this is all ages, is $1,462 per month. Now, if you wait until you're in your full retirement age, say 67, 66.4 months in some cases, you're going to receive maybe up $1,800 to $2,000 per month. There's some folks, depending on their work history, maybe they've worked less, they've been worked in the house, and so they may only get maybe $1,000 per month. So this can vary, but this is an average here. Over 25 years, though, that accumulates to $438,000. So if you're receiving a check of $1,462 per month, that's equivalent to having $438,000 or more put away and socked away. Okay, other areas of predictable income could be pensions, could be You may have some bonds. If you invest in some bonds, say a 20-year bond paying 3.75%, that's going to be guaranteed income. Or maybe you invest in treasuries, a 10-year treasury, for example. That's going to be guaranteed income for you. Certificate of deposit. If you bought a certificate deposit for X amount of years, that would be guaranteed income. Here's an example. Let's say you had $300,000 put away into municipal bonds that are tax-free. The average municipal bond pays 3.75%. That's $11,200 per year. Okay, in this case, let's say a person had some money in bonds. They're generating $11,000 per year, and their Social Security is approximately $17,000, $18,000 per year. So you can see they're going to have almost $30,000 in income. Let's look at some other income that a person could have. This may be variable. It could vary at times. It's not necessarily guaranteed like, say, Social Security or pension. Dividends from stocks or mutual funds. If you had $1 million saved up, so if you're young right now and you're thinking, I want to develop a passive income of dividends, if you can save or build up an account of $1 million, that's going to be equivalent to about $40,000 per year in dividends to you. If you built up an account of about $500 million in dividend-paying stocks, high-quality blue-chip stocks in this case here, that would be about $20,000 per year in income. So I'm just trying to give you some ideas here of what your income would be based on how much you save. Maybe you have built up a savings account of $150,000. Okay, that could be equivalent to about $6,000 per year if you withdraw on a regular basis, that $150,000. This could be either savings or investments. You can set up a systematic withdrawal plan. Maybe you have savings put away, $150,000 at 3% interest could be $4,600 per year. This could be part of your variable income. Also, rental income. If you have a couple of homes, you could be generating income for your retirement through rental income. Maybe you have a part-time job. So these would be other ways of having other income. We're going to take a look at the Nest Egg retirement calculator from Vanguard. We mentioned a minute ago having, say, $150,000 built up in savings, maybe mutual funds, stocks. $150,000. Let's say you're going to live for 25 years, and you want to withdraw 4% per year. That's where we came up with our $6,000 per year in income. Now, to do that, to make your money last, you may have to invest. And it's important, especially most people will live approximately 20 years or more after the age of 65. And many people are living much longer than that. So to make your money last, you may want to have a portfolio of stocks. Some of that money invested in stocks so that you can grow that money. Here's an example here. It's vested 50% stocks, 30% bonds, 20% cash. And this has a 95% chance of lasting to the age of 25 or additional 25 years in retirement. Let's use this same example here. This time we're just going to keep it in cash, and the interest rate could vary on that. But in this case, we had we're going to reduce it down to 100% cash, and we're going to run a simulation on this. You have a 65% chance of making that last for 25 years. So you can see between those two examples, it's good to have a portfolio of stocks for growth in your funds. Let's talk about expenses here. This is some information from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and they are saying here that based on their statistics is that the average person, someone 55 and older, spend an average of $49,279 per year. Now this is going to vary. Here's the expenses that they came up with. Housing, $1,300. If you got your house paid for, there's $1,300 per month that you don't not have to worry about. Transportation, car paid for, that would also save you money. Healthcare, though, can be a wild card. Insurance costs, healthcare costs continues to go up every year, so you're going to want to be prepared for healthcare. Food continues to go up. So these are some expenses that a person can count on in retirement. Here's some information from GoBankingRates.com. This is what comfortable retirement would cost you in every state. And let's just take a look here. This first state here is Mississippi. They say this is the least expensive state to live in. A comfortable retirement costs $37,750 per year. Again, if you got your house paid for, car paid for, things like that, it's going to help. Here's Arkansas. Comfortable retirement costs $38,896. And let's take a look at it from the higher end. District of Columbia, $71,054 per year. Number 2 most costliest state is Massachusetts, $64,976. Now let's look at the last area that we're going to talk about here, and that's variable expenses. Variable expenses could be taxes. We didn't really talk about taxes in some of that income, but that can also affect some of your income. Longevity. How long are you going to live in retirement? As we said earlier, the average person lives about 20 years. Now, if you live 30 years, you're going to have to make that money last much longer. Emergency savings. A lot of folks do not take into account emergency savings. Even if you own your house, you may have to repair your roof, or you may have some plumbing that has to be repaired. A roof could be $7,000, $8,000 to $15,000 to repair. There may be other expenses, painting the house. So you've got to put some money away. So that brings us to our emergency costs. So you definitely want to put money away for emergency. And then we have health insurance. Health insurance is rising, or maybe there's an unexpected emergency health issue. You have to go to surgery. So you've got to put some extra money away for these types of issues here. So just to recap our conversation here today, we've talked about how much I need to retire. We talked about having predictable income and guaranteed income. So you want to take a look at your predictable income, what you have. If you're young, you're in the 40s or 50s, then you want to start working towards that goal to build your predictable income. We also talked about other ways to build income. Maybe you want to develop some rental apartments or houses for additional income. Maybe you want to have a part-time job in retirement. We also looked at expenses in retirement. So you want to take a look at what your total expense is going to be and make sure that your income is going to. This concludes our video. How much do I need to retire? I want to thank you for watching. Leave your comments below, and if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. How much do I need to retire?